Clearing out an old fence line is what I'm doing on the 332 skid steer. Got a grapple on the front and it is getting after it. The problem is the power line. Luckily, these trees aren't quite as tall as the power line, but some of their canopies are getting into the power lines.
Time to get up and add some spice to your life. Cross Timbers Bison Jerky. Now in jalapeno cheddar sticks. Get you some before it's gone.
Hey guys, Dusty Baker, Cross Timbers Bison. Welcome back to the channel. Got some fun stuff going, fun stuff happening. You know, if this is in the background, there's some work being done. Well, hopefully being done, because I can have a lot of fun in this thing. And anyways, today, guys, doing another big project. I know I've been saying that a lot lately, but there's going to be a lot of projects being done on the Ponderosa. I'm working on clearing out an actual cedar line. These guys, they do a lot of bad things that you may not think about. You're losing dirt, you're losing your soil, and that's what's happened here is it's eroded. But there's no grass here, and this is what you're left with is this bare ground. And that's the problem with these cedar trees is, I mean, you can see the line. It probably is, I don't know, 20 feet wide where there's no grass. If you look up underneath our native trees, like we've got a lot of pecan trees around here, the canopy allows light in. You don't have the acid from the needles, and there's grass growing underneath the pecan trees. So all of our oak trees that are, you know, out in the pasture, they've got grass underneath them too as well. So these guys, they do a lot of bad things that you may not think about. The cedar trees, the bad part about them is they're just so rough. The limbs are rough and it'll tear your stuff up. I could be out here all day and work on this, man. It does a good job. Just got to be careful and watch your overhead and pay attention. Hope I'm at least doing that. So got a Vernet grapple on the front of this, and it is getting after it, and I'm going to bring you along on that, guys, because this little 75 horsepower skid steer is getting after it. And you know, I was going to actually pay for a dozer to come in here and clear this out, and I started pushing these cedar trees, and I think I'm just going to do it myself, guys. One, it's fun, and two, I'm getting a lot of work done on it. So that's what we're doing, is we are pushing cedar trees on this fence line. And once we do actually clear all this out, we're going to put our T-post, and we're going to do barbed wire, 6-strand barbed wire, and this will be a south end of this front pasture, and this will be one of the first pastures we rotate the bison in. I'm super excited for that, so that's why I'm really eager to get it done and get it ready. And because here in a couple months, May, that green grass starts to show up, and I want to have this done and ready for the bison to come over and start grazing here in this 20-acre paddock. Hope you guys are ready. Got some fun work to be had.
Some people call it luck, I call it waking up. I'm only going up from here. It's a brand new day. A brand new day. It's a brand new day. A brand new day. Nothing but the horizon is standing in my way. Some people like to dream of tomorrow, and I'ma give it all today. Feel the wind in my lungs, the freedom on my tongue. My visions are becoming clear. Some people call it luck, I call it waking up. I'm only going up from here. It's a brand new day. A brand new day. It's a brand new day. A brand new
So, because the power lines are there, they're at the canopy of these trees, and I have to basically get on the south end to push them back this way because the trees are on the north side of the power line, and so I've got to get them and bring them back this way so I don't push them in to the power line. So in 5 more years, you'd have had to cut them out with a chainsaw probably, because they'd have been growing actually in the power line. So it's kind of tricky. They've been taken over, and these were not managed, so that means that those tree lines weren't managed, and this is what happens over time. Is you take a little bitty tree like this and it develops into a 14-inch diameter cedar tree. But yeah, it does smell good and has a good fragrance, and you know, good firewood, I guess. But a lot of people use it for other stuff, but we hate it here, and it'll take over a pasture if you don't manage it.
Well, dadgum.
It's pretty awesome, isn't it?
That thing's pretty crazy.
I can sit in there all day.
That is powerful.
It is very powerful. It's only 75 horsepower too. That's what's crazy is, I mean, I didn't think I was going to be able to take that tree down, but luckily I think this had been washed out at some point with water, and that helped probably me with the root system, so I was able to push it over. But man, that thing, the grapple makes a huge difference. It makes a huge difference. These diggers here, these teeth, you can get under and root the system, you know, or you can get under and break the stems and break the roots up on that foundation of the tree. And once you kind of do that, you can control it from there. But sometimes it's just more fun to use the top and just push it over and watch it snap. But then if you do that, you're left with a stump of some sort, which that's okay. But then you have to come back over and use these teeth for the stump. So, and it throws those big old trees around like it's a toy. So 75 horse does great.
Do you know like what's up with that purple inside of the wood and why that's like that, or just, if
That's
you can...
just the name red cedar. That's,
Okay, so
I don't know what it is.
Okay.
Well, let me deal with her first. She'll wear you out. Here, go get after that. I think the eastern red cedar really gets its name from this red color, which it's kind of a purple color, but it smells really good. A lot of people use it for mulch and all kinds of stuff, but they suck up a lot of water. They drink more water than any tree out here. They're invasive, obviously, in this old fence line. And then here's the other bad part about these cedars is this is a female cedar tree. Yeah, this is a female for sure, all these berries. So you get tons of these berries. The birds will pick these off, and you know, that's where they end up on fence lines. The birds will pick them off and eat them, and then poop out the seeds, or they'll carry them and drop them off other places, and that's how a lot of these get started. And then there's wind and water, obviously, too, as well, that spreads the seeds, because basically what I'm doing right now is just spreading it, but the bison will be out here, and the cedars won't be able to regenerate and come back out here and grow. So those are the ones you definitely don't want. But people also call these trees juniper. I think their scientific name is juniper, but we call it the eastern red cedar, which probably in almost all the states in America, maybe. I don't know, it could be, but very common invasive tree. But we gotta clear this so we can have some openness and get this fence built. But now that I got some of it cleaned out, you can see the gap. I mean, that was how many trees? I don't know, 1, 2, 3, that was 4 trees.
4 or 5.
It was like 4 or 5 trees, and we've made this lane already. It's how much room we have now. So this tree here, example, I pushed this tree over and it snapped, obviously. So you are left with a stump, but you can come back. You can get a grinder to grind it if you want, or you could leave it. I mean, this one came off pretty good. But so that's if you push them over, or if you can get the root system under there. I can come back with the teeth of the grapple and get up under there and really work it. I just don't have time to do it right now. So, but I mean, look at this. Now, what you'll see is there's no growth right now under these cedars because of the needles that fall off the cedars on the ground. I think they're very acidic and it disturbs the soil, and obviously it blocks the sunlight. It drinks up a lot of water, and so no grasses can grow underneath these trees. And so you see these bare spots under these trees, and now that we'll remove them, we'll build the fence here. You'll see in probably a year or so or less, you'll see the grass start to grow where the cedar tree was. So that's another thing, is you lose grazing because of a cedar tree, and their canopy surface takes up so much, it will destroy your soil. And if you don't have grass on your soil, there is your erosion problem as well from wind and water. It's an easy way for your ground to be washed away because there's no root system from the grasses to hold your soils in place. So they can really do a lot of damage. I know a lot of people like them and can use them for whatever, but we don't like them, and they can definitely affect your grazing management. And so if you are doing grazing management, you probably need to get rid of them. And unfortunately, we have to do a lot of fence projects here, and guess what's in those fences? Cedar trees. So we got a lot of cedar trees to remove. My neighbor, I have a good neighbor, and he's letting me go over there and clean all this out. We actually share this, but you've almost got to prepare the tree first before you even push it over, because the limbs are so gnarly. Why is trying to get stick always?
I think it's time for some fetch.
always wants a stick. So yeah, no, this is
Potentially the best investment yet.
yes, it's
Other than the animals?
yeah. Other than the animals, this is definitely a great investment. I've almost got 50 hours on it already, and I've only owned it almost 2 months. And on a farm place that we're doing all this work to, like what you see here, there's so many things that you can do with this, and we have way more work to go on this property, and fence building and dirt work and tree removal and just you name it. This is going to be able to do a whole lot of the work, and I'm glad we got this, because it was going to be way more expensive to rent one over and over and over, and now we just got this here, and we need it all the time now to try to clean up the ponderosa some. So still got a lot of work to do, but this is a big project.
Good start.
It's a good start, and it's handling the job. So
I think you bit off more than you can chew on that.
hey, you want this one? This is a big one. Here, you want one of these instead? Here. Go get it. Now it just stacks the suckers up and burn them later on. Some people may get on to me for putting them on top of the blackberry bushes, but we are getting rid of most of the blackberry bushes. They're just so nasty. There's so many thorns, but we're gonna keep some. Marissa wants to keep some so we can have some. We can pick some blueberries, which is fun. Not blueberries, so we can pick some blackberries, that's gonna be fun to have around here. Get your stick. So, but we're gonna burn these for sure. These are just like a tumbleweed of grass that's built up. That's not real grass growing here. So it's about 20 feet wide of just straight dirt and organic matter, but it's been washed out over time, and once you move this and the ground settles, grass will start coming back. But these guys, they do a lot of bad things that you may not think about. So, but it definitely have to have grass, so this won't wash away, because you're losing dirt, you're losing your soil, and that's what's happened here is it's eroded. Got some other exciting stuff in celebration of 100,000 subscribers. We have another channel. It's called Bison Clips channel, Cross Timbers Bison Clips channel. You guys can check it out. It's a lot of good highlights over the past couple of years, and it's short videos. If you want to get straight to a lot of the videos, my buddy Cole is putting a lot of these clips together, and you can check them out Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Just more views of the bison and clips version.
Yeah. Let's go. We got work to do. Come on.
Whoa. Hey. Whoa. Thanks for lowering the front end. Dunbar, you just want to fight with something. Her crazy eyes and tail. She just tried to jump over it. These are baby skunks. They're kind of cute, but I don't know if they can spray or anything.
We might need to Google that before
We need to Google that.